After some quite chaotic road course races to fill out our last few race weekends, we are back on the ovals and we are back in the United States with a doubleheader weekend unlike anything you've seen before. This is the Nashville Superspeedway for the 1-Up Turbo Truck Series, races 7 and 8 of the 2023 season. This is going to be a lot of fun to see who can win this race, and in the process, we'll have to come from the back tomorrow. And unfortunately, Ryan Griffin's unable to make this race, but we do have someone familiar in the booth with us. Two-time Turbo Truck Series winner and a winner of a doubleheader race a season ago, James Ellison, with us now. And this is going to be an interesting one because this race is going to be full of passing. A lot of moves for the lead, a lot of moves for the minor positions as well. But don't forget, if you finish well in this first race, you might not have a good start in the tomorrow's.
Oh, yeah, and you mentioned last year's doubleheader. That was proof, though that was at a different venue. But being a winner of one of those two events, I can't say I would complain too much. But this is going to be a lot of fun. This is a great track, and right outside the Music City. What more can you love?
Absolutely, this is going to be a lot of fun for the drivers involved, all the fans here, all the teams, and we've got a bit of a jumbled up grid for the start of the first of two 75-lap races here at Nashville, as we can now bring you the full starting lineup for race number 1. Brian Grigsby in his home race takes pole position, a great rebound for him after a dreadful few races out in the road course world, with Bronson Minnick alongside him to complete the front row. Zhao, Noah Hart, and Billy Kidd round out the top 5. And as a team owner, you must be pleased. You got 2 of yours in the top 10. One got to work their way from the midfield, but anything can happen here. And all 3 of them are starting on the outside groove, so got to find a hole at the bottom pretty quick if you're going to make gains.
Oh, absolutely. I have faith in both Noah and Dalton Sate taking over for the unexpectedly departed Eugene Stone, but I have faith in Dalton to get the job done, starting from there, and I have Jacob Beholtz. I believe that too, and they've got quite a few competitors who are going to do everything they can to keep them back.
Absolutely. I for one, I'm looking forward to getting this started as much as anyone else. So with that being said, we have 42 trucks ready to take the green flag for the first of two 75-lap races here at the Nashville Superspeedway, and we're ready to bring you some hard racing action from Music City. This is the 1-Up Turbo Truck Series from the Nashville Superspeedway, and the green flag is mere moments away, so stay tuned. It's about to get hectic. As the pace truck pulls off, we head towards the restart zone. It's already upon us. The green flag is out. It's in the air, and the turbo trucks are underway from Nashville Superspeedway. Race 1 of the doubleheader. Brian Grigsby off to a fantastic start. He's already cleared Bronson Minnick, and he's taking Iguozao with him as they dive it off into turn number 1.
And talk about the high line before. Outside line's already dropping back a bit, and you see it right there. We see it clearly who's going to lead the first lap.
Yeah, but I wouldn't be so sure if he'll lead the second, because I see that 72 back there of Billy Kidd. He's on a charge, and he's more than ready for his first career win. He's said so before, but Brian Grigsby does lead the first lap. However, Billy Kidd dives to the inside of the 92 off into turn 1 for the second time. We've got 3 wide further back in the field now, but it's the 72 for Robbers Racing. This is a home race for this team as well. They're trying to get a win at home as well, but here they are. Billy Kidd off in the turn 3 with the race lead. He should be able to lead lap number 2.
Yeah, and you already see it. Grigsby's already falling into the clutches of, I believe, that's Earl Sear.
Yes, in the 3.
And he's already making a charge up there. He didn't start too far toward he was in the back half of the top 10, but he's not. I know he's not happy with just staying back where he starts.
No, and he's had a rough start to the season as well. He's in the 20s in the point standings as they run right now after winning several races last year. He wants to make amends for that in a big hurry. He won twice last year, as a matter of fact. So he wants to pick up his first win of the year in a big way, and he'd love nothing more than to do that here at Nashville. But he's got to get past this hard-charging number 72 of Billy Kidd to do it first. And as they come off turn 2, Notice how Bronson Minnick's gotten to the bottom of the racetrack. He started outside pole. He's already made it back up to third. So keep an eye on that 91 as things progress as well.
And I promise I'm not gonna play the owner bias too much, but I got to keep an eye on my drivers too. Noah Hart fell down to 7th, but he managed to find room to the inside. He didn't really have anybody around him at the moment, and this is a pretty. Like we talked about the starting lineup being jumbled up. It creates an interesting top 10 the first few laps here.
Yeah, absolutely. And one thing to note, as Yadis Terzic makes a move to the inside of that 8 truck, underneath the rookie Angel Gutierrez making his second career start in this race. He had a rough outing at Pukekohe Park, finished it behind the wall, but he's making up for it now. He's running in the top 5 as Minnick gets underneath Sear for second place. And he's not done yet. He's going for the lead now.
Yeah, that's we got some pretty strong trucks up here. It's just a matter of which one's going to really rise to the top at the end of this one. And of course, as we talked about, whoever wins this race has got to be fight to try to sweep it from wherever the back ends up being for the lead lap truck.
Yeah, they could start as high as top 15, top 20, and they could start all the way back in last. That's what's great about this format. You don't know where you're going to be starting until the checkered flag flies in this race. But Bronson Minnick now out to the lead here at Nashville, ahead of Yadis Terzic in second spot. Kidd fights his way past Sear for third, and Gutierrez doing a fantastic job in just his second start for Robbers Racing, battling Sear for fourth.
Yeah, and I couldn't help but notice, you look there in 9th place, somebody's peeked in there that I didn't see before. Well, actually, the 5, Mac Johnson, just finally made his way up here from, I believe, like 21st?
Yes, he was, and only 2 spots ahead of him at the start was Maston Rimmel making a return to the Truck Series in the 89 this time around for his own Express Motorsports team. He's cracked the top 10 as well. Fantastic run from Maston Rimmel in that brown number 89, who's now up into 7th place right behind Earl Sear. But now we got side by side among teammates. Gutierrez inside of Billy Kidd trying to take over the 3rd spot, and he should be able to do it. This is an incredible run for a driver who this is his first start on an oval track in these trucks. It's amazing he's doing so well so early.
Yeah, and no, back there, back in the top 5 for the moment, but Sears decided that he wants that inside line, so that's going to be a battle to watch, as looks like the teammates are still going at it. This time Kidd on the inside of Gutierrez.
Yeah, and how about the 65 of Nomina? He started 27th in this race, and it's only taken him 10 laps to crack the top 10. And a fantastic run for our Daytona pole sitter. And Brian Grigsby, on the other hand, he's going in the opposite direction. He has fallen completely outside the top 10 now. He's got to hope that for on our round of pit stops, he'll be able to adjust that thing and make it better, because right now he's all the way back at 14.
Yeah, that's no bueno early on, but there's still plenty of time to rebound, as, I don't like this 3 wide, especially from the team owner standpoint.
But it looks like they settle it out amongst themselves, as now Terzic gets underneath Minnick for the race lead. It is the 8 of Yadis Terzic, the Bosnian driver who made such a splash in the Nitro National Series last year. He went down to the trucks with Team Duke, and he leads at lap number 11.
Yeah, that is good. That is good for him, and it's just a matter of if he can stay up there. We've seen that whoever takes the lead can't stay there very long, as someone else usually comes up, and it's usually someone who ends up being a new player to the lead. Yeah,
Minnick, you notice, tucks in right behind Terzic. He wants to get the lead back. Remember, his first win in this series, talking about Bronson Minnick, came in the season finale last year at Homestead. So a track vastly different to this, both in its compound and in its shape, but he's clearly putting his experience to good use regardless. He's hounding the back of that 8 truck for the race lead right now.
Hounding the back and now moving to the inside. Meanwhile, we got more battling going on behind them, as Sears not able to capitalize on the fight for the lead, being passed for third.
Nomina makes the move from 27th to 3rd in just 13 laps, and that's a very fast 65 truck right there for New England Cruisers Racing. But now here's the battle for 4th. Billy Kidd, Earl Sear side by side. Kidd's gonna take it going down into turn 3, and how about Jeremy Whalen in the 83, the Daytona winner? He started back in 31st, and he's already cracked the top 5. He's about to crack the top 5, I should say, once he gets past his teammate in the 3.
And here we go, 3 wide again. All right, settle down, boys. It's early on. And there we go.
Yeah, plenty early on to make a move like that. But that just shows you the confidence these guys have in their equipment. For Nomina to get underneath both Kidd and Terzic to make that move. Now to 65, setting his sights on his teammate, Bronson Minnick, in that 91. It's a New England Cruisers Racing 1-2 at the moment, plus their other 2 teammates are also in the top 10.
Yeah, that's a good day for this team, even just in the early going. And I'm pretty sure Minnick's probably thinking, wait, where'd he come from? He was back in the middle of the pack. And probably happy he's staying behind him, but Terzic's here. He wants back up to the front.
Yeah, he wants to take second back, and he's wasting no time in doing so. And now you got all 3 of the Team Duke trucks on the inside of Nomina and Billy Kidd. The 8, the 83, and the 3. Terzic, Whalen, and Sear. This is a powerhouse of a race team, and they're all making their way to the inside. By the time the next few laps end, they should be running 2, 3, 4.
Should be, but you never know. And keep looking at the 25 there. I'm not too familiar with the truck, guys. My apologies to everyone out there, but that's what you get for not paying as much attention to it now that you're running in a different series.
Yeah, but Samantha Jade in that 25 started 35th and is now in the top 10. And now, knocking on the door of a spot in the top 10 is Kev Shearer in the 02 truck. We notice he will not be back with this team next year. It's shutting down at the end of 2023. This is an audition for Kev Shearer. He's talked about potentially expanding to ownership, but right now he's focused on getting this Listerine Toyota the best finish he possibly can, and right now that's currently a spot in the top 10 in 10th place, but he's under pressure now from his teammate Nelson Reeves in the 71.
Nelson has had, I remember from last year when he was still in Superstar, he had a very interesting and not in a good way season, and he really needs some good things going for him.
Yeah, he has a win this season at Atlanta, but that's his only top 10 finish of the season, so he needs to step it up to be more consistent to join the championship battle with his teammate Shearer, plus Jeremy Whalen up there as well. And we got Whalen's 2 teammates battling it out for second. Earl Sear takes the runner-up spot from his teammate Terzic, as we're going to complete lap 20 this time by. Minnick's led most of the way.
Yeah, I think that this is the longest that anyone's been able to get the lead and hold it, but I think Sear wants to make sure that this is the end of it for Minnick for a while.
And as they flash past the start-finish line to start lap 21, he has the gap down now to just under 0.2 of a second, as Nomina goes underneath Terzic now for the 3rd spot, and he's going to bring Jeremy Whalen with him in the 83. We saw Whalen pull off a big win at Daytona to start the season, but he hasn't cracked the winner's circle since. He wants to rectify that here today at Nashville, and so far, putting on a great show. He's gotten past Nomina for 3rd.
He is doing a great job, and knowing where he started, being able to stay up here and not get shuffled back like some of the other top 10 starters have. It's granted he didn't start in the top 10 himself, but it's good to be able to see him come up here and stay up here.
Yeah, it's amazing to look at this, because right now we have all 4 New England Cruisers Racing trucks in the top 10, as well as all 3 Team Duke trucks. But for Brian Grigsby, he's still going backwards. Last time by, he was 29th at the line, and his teammate Roger James not doing that much better. He's back in 41st. So The Finn guys told me, guys, they've got a lot of work to do. But hey, if it finishes like this and they finish back there, they'll have a front row seat for tomorrow's race.
See, it'd be the great thing, but it just depends on where things play out. We'll have to watch. As right now, nobody's gone a lap down and haven't had any incidents, but we're only just getting to about the third mark on this race.
Yeah, and I think Bronson Minnick's about to have some company in the form of the Team Duke Chevrolets. It is Sear and Whalen carrying the banner now for this Ohio-based team, and they're starting to make their way underneath Minnick, but Minnick clears them off once again. So Minnick continues to lead as we approach the 1/3 distance mark in this race. Remember, we have to get to lap 37 for it to be official at halfway. But these guys, they're putting on a show, and, well, how about this for a good show? This 43 truck making its first start of the season with Nathan Orman behind the wheel in the 43. He made 3 starts earlier this season for Ford Racing Development. That deal fell through. He's been picking up rides wherever he can get them, and he found one here with Express Motorsports. He's put that 43 up into the top 10.
Yeah, that is impressive because, you know, it just goes to show how good this track can be for people, especially if they've got good enough equipment. As we're going 3 wide for the lead here.
Yeah, can Minnick hold on is the question. I don't think he's going to be able to, not in that lighter area of the racetrack, because Whalen noses out to the lead, but I think Brandon Smith in that 18 going to get to his inside, and I think
where did he come from?
Brandon Smith, man, in this 18, he's been a model of consistency this season. Other than a rough outing at Pikakoi Park, he's had a fantastic season up to this point. He enters this race top 5 in points. He started this race back in 24th, but he is your leader on lap 27 of 75.
And these guys up here were busy fighting, and all he just comes in, excuse me, pardon me, coming through, got a race to lead.
And how about Bronson Minnick? He fell from the lead all the way back to now, struggling to even stay in the top 5 at this point. He's fallen out of the top 5 now in just the span of 1 lap. But now, Brandon Smith holds the lead ahead of all 3 Team Duke trucks. This is going to be a great battle for the rest of this race, if it stays green, of course.
And don't look... Now, I just realized, looking 9th, we have the 0-4 starting back in 37th and all the way up in the top 10. I go back to what I said before.
Yeah, that is Arbon Logvishurin in that 0-4 for Monster Motorsports. He's had some strong runs this season. He's looking for that first win, and he's cracked the top 10 up to 9th now. And he's following Nathan Ormond along in the 43, because Ormond's now getting underneath Whalen for 6th spot. That's incredible, as Sear moves to the front to give the 3 truck the lead for the first time this afternoon.
Here, back where he wants to be, want to be there a lot sooner, but that pesky 18, he just had to come in and play games.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting because we haven't seen Sear up front that much this season. I don't know. We don't know how long he's going to be able to hold on for. And look at that. Nathan Orman dives it down 3 wide in the tri-oval. He gets by three trucks in 1 corner. Moved Nathan Ormond up to the 4th spot. This 43 is flying.
And then you got Arbon back there. I apologize if I don't use his last name. I fear I'm going to butcher. He's just making some moves. Like you said, he's following Ormond up. It could end up being them 1-2 for at least a little while.
But for now, it's Brandon Smith back to the lead, ahead of Earl Sears. So Sears' lead only lasted about a lap or 2. And Ormond, man, look how strong that 43 is. He's getting underneath Billy Kidd now for 3rd. This 43 is running a part-time schedule for Express Motorsports. We've seen how strong that team has been. Igor Zhao's put together some top 10 runs for them. Maston Rimmel's done a good job for them. And now it's Nathan Orman's turn. He's racing for us. He's racing Earl Sear for 2nd now.
Yeah, the 04 just following along, bringing Terzic with them as well. But man, and then you look at 10th there. Minnick has fallen off. I think the run's gone long enough that some of these trucks that have been up at the front are starting to slow down a little bit.
Yeah, and remember, we will need a set of green flag pit stops if we do not get a yellow flag in this race. So expect that over the course of the remaining laps of this race. But here comes Earl Sear now, finally trying to stop Nathan Norman's forward momentum. And now he puts the 43 up onto the high side. Earl Sear is going to get by for second once again. So as they run right now, it is Earl Sear. Earl Sear is moving his way up into the second spot, and Orman's trying to hang on as best he can, but I think he's going to get freight trained by the Team Duke's entries here. As Brandon Smith, he likes what he's seeing up at the front. He's starting to extend his lead.
Yeah, and I do apologize, folks, for that. Had a little technical difficulty on the end, but we're all good now as Orman's just trying to hang on now. And that march, though, was still very impressive.
And he's continuing to hang on in fourth spot. He managed to get back down to the bottom in time. So Orman's hanging in there in the top five. We could see him lead this race if he can get a move on here. But for now, it's Brandon Smith leading the way, and then two teammates side by side for second right behind.
Yeah, this is kind of a familiar story. We talked about it. Having those trucks, teammates fighting side by side, it never gets old seeing that, so long as they're willing to play like proper teammates and not bump into each other too much.
Yeah, it's so we've seen it happen to some teams before, and it's never fun when it's your teammate you're getting into, whether it's on pit road, on the racetrack, or anywhere else. But up at the front of the field, Brandon Smith continues to lead the way. His gap over Terzic now a quarter of a second. Orman's back at the third as Earl Sears starts to drop back a little bit.
And, of course, things keep shuffling around in the back half of the top 10 while we're watching this. Some side-by-side action there toward the back as you see Sears slipping back just a little bit. It looks like Bronson Minnick's starting to make a charge back up toward the front here.
And back there as well, Kev Shearer and Nelson Reeves trying to join their teammate Brandon Smith up at the front of the field. Kev and Reeves, they've been the talk of the town as championship favorites, and they're starting to show themselves here. Reeves has fallen out of the top 10 momentarily, but Kev Shearer, he's getting underneath Earl Sear now for, looks like, the 7th spot, and it's only going to heat up from here as Nathan Ormond, he's going for the lead once again.
Yeah, once again for the lead, and he looks like he's going to actually take a peek here as... While we're watching this, I noticed that Nick Breeding in the 47 started 28th. He's just now getting into the top 10 as well.
A strong run for that 47 team, and their future is uncertain as well in one-up competition. So it's a good time for Nick Breeding to step it up a little bit as far as performance goes. But Nathan Norman, we shouldn't be surprised he's doing this well. He finished runner-up at Auto Club Speedway in the second race of the season back in March. So he knows how to wheel these trucks around these fast ovals, and he's putting on a great show, even though he might get passed here for second by Jeremy Whalen.
And getting back up in the picture here is they're 3 wide back behind these 5, I should say. And now it's starting to get to that point where 3 wide's a little more understandable.
Yeah, it's starting to get to that point. We're past halfway now, so this is an official race. We're getting to that point now where trucks are starting to get more antsy. They're losing a bit of grip, and they're just trying to hang on to their trucks until around the pit stop starts, which should be about 10 laps time. But here comes Ormond. Brandon Smith went up the track a little bit. This could allow a 43 or run down the back straightaway. He's getting underneath Brandon Smith. He's going to have a peek under Brandon Smith into turn 3. Ormond with a big dive.
And he dove in there, and now he's bringing a fellow rookie in there who's also going to try to take this win, but he'll get a point for leading a lap at least.
Not that it matters too much to Nathan Norman. He's not in the hunt for the championship, but this guy certainly is. Jensen Nomina in the 65, a strong rookie season for New England Cruisers Racing. And here he comes now, down the back straightaway, past Nathan Norman, and he's going to bring Whalen and Sear with him. This has just been a fantastic race so far, and I only expect it to get better once we make further gains in this race, but Right now, I think these guys just need to settle down, make it to the round of pit stops, get their fresh tires on, then start fighting it out.
That would be a very wise move. As oh boy, we almost had 3 wide, 2 rows deep, but they settled it out second through fourth, but still 3 wide behind there.
Yeah, Nathan Orman's starting to fall back a little bit. He's on the outside. Nick Breeding underneath him now. But Nomina continues to lead. We've got... Yeah, here's Nick Breeding. He's started 28th, like you said, and he's now running solidly in the top 10 in 8th place. Yes, 8th place. So Breeding's doing a fantastic job for this small-time team, and he needs to do a good job because at this stage of the season... He knows he's not going to be back with that team next year due to it shutting down as well. He needs something big to happen.
There's quite a few drivers here who are auditioning, no matter if whether it's because the team's shutting down or just because they're looking at other prospects for 2024. But performances like these are certainly going to help them in the long run.
Yep, and I think Jeremy Whalen, he's going to be with Team Duke for a long time to come. This is a young talent that always continues to impress. In his first full season this season in the 1-Up Turbo Truck Series, he now takes the lead for the first time on lap 44. As Bronson Minnick gets underneath Smith and Nomina to make it 3 wide, he gets up to second, and he might even be challenging Whalen for the lead soon.
Yeah, that was a 2-for-1 special right there, but it looks like... Looks like he's going to get passed back by one of them, and this has been a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah, these trucks are going all over the place, trying to find as much grip as they can, and this is just fantastic racing compared to the doubleheader we had a year ago where no one was able to pass. We've had a lot of lead changes, a lot of passing for other positions as well. Just absolutely fantastic. But we now look at the back of the field now, and it looks like a couple of guys are falling off. They're about half a lap off the lead, including Jacob Buchholz in the 10. But at the rate these guys are going 3 wide side by side for positions, I don't know if they're going to be able to catch the lap trucks in time.
At least this season start up at the like it quite a few times when I was in it, but I got to look at it realistically as well, that there's a good chance that it might happen.
But as Jeremy Whalen continues to lead, we now have a look at Eric Zenson in this 6 truck for Robbers Racing, trying to get his first career win. He's had a pretty good rookie season. He's second in the points right now, doing a nice job, but there's one thing missing from his season right now, and that's a race win. And wouldn't he love to get one here at Nashville at Robbers Racing home track? That would just be something really special for the team and for Miles Mashburn, who's surely watching this one from home.
It's be huge because it's always important when a team has a home race, because not everybody's located in a central location, but like my team certainly is, and I'd love to see my team win at a home race in Indiana if we can get to one. But Robbers Racing, they've got a lot going for them right now.
They have not only Eric Zenson up there, but they have Angel Gutierrez as well, and Billy Kidd. The only one they're missing is Levi Thorley, who's mired deep in traffic. And look at Kev Shearer. He's diving to the inside to make it 3 wide on Terzic and Gutierrez. Kev Shearer putting on a charge. He's now cracked the top 3.
And that's good for Kev, honestly. He and I like to joke with each other quite a bit on and off the track, but I'm really whenever I'm racing in trucks, but he certainly is an impressive talent in this series.
He's already got 2 wins this season, and he'd love to add a 3rd here at Nashville. But there's still 25 laps to go, and anything's still possible, as now we see Janeda in the 49 for Pirate Bay Motorsports. This is his first oval start in 1-Up competition, as it looks like the pit stops are about to get underway, as we see Log Vashurin in the 04, Dalton State in the 31, and it looked like Samantha Jade in the 25. They're the first ones to hit pit road.
Getting to talk about State there, I was watching him as we were talking about a lot of what was going on in the top 10. He's been lurking there. He fell out of the top 10 early, but he's been lurking. But meanwhile, up front, and of course, I sadness looking at that 10 where he is, but it happens, and see more pit stops coming here. Sear leading the way.
Yeah, it looks like now everybody else is making their way to pit road. They did not want to waste any time, and I assume Buchholz is going to join them there once he gets to the pit entry line. But you see, all of the Buchholz is pitting this time. But I'm curious to see where these guys are going to cycle out, the ones who pitted first, because going to have a lap fresher tires. They're going to be able to get an undercut off. They might even be able to contend for the leads, the ones that were up front.
And we're again. I don't want to butcher his last name, but that was an impressive charge up to the front behind Ormond earlier, and I'd like to see how well he can handle things now that the pit stops are cycling through.
Yeah, it looks like everybody's having a clean trip down pit road, despite it being a pretty crowded pit road for right now. Everybody seems to be doing a pretty good job keeping it clean. And look at Arbon go. He's making his way up to full speed around turn 1. He's going to probably clear for at least second, and he might even get the lead, because there's Whalen down on the inside. He is going to take the lead, is Log Vashurin. So Arbon takes the lead off an undercut. So that's an incredible strategy from them. And Dalton Sate, he was lurking before. Now he's cracked the top 10.
Makes me happy, but... And I'm also very impressed with Arbon here. I don't know how long he's going to hold on to that lead, because that 83 truck is a strong one. We've seen it all race long.
Yeah, but it is good to see him out in front of the field. But now we've got the pack strung out a little bit, and now we might see a little less passing because of that. But you see Dalton Sate, he's making a move on Earl Sear. He's going to try and crack the top 5. He is going to crack the top 5. Actually, he's just outside the top 5 is Dalton Sate, but he's still doing a fantastic job in his first start for Crossroads Racing. But right now, it is Log Vashurin leading the way, ahead of Whalen by half a second, and ahead of Brandon Smith by 2 1/4.
I've got a feeling that keep this lead like this. I don't want to jinx anything, so I won't talk too much, but he's going to have a very good finish no matter what happens.
Yeah, that strategy, he had to try something, because he was way in the back and he wasn't going to make much headway. But now Dalton Sate makes his way into the top 5, past the man for Jade to get there, and move the Wabash Chevrolet up into 5th place. Jade's gonna try and fight this one out on the top, but I think Dalton Sate's gonna have the advantage if he just keeps working on it, and he should be able to clear off a 4, and he does.
I think Sate had a little bit of help from the draft of Sear, even though I don't think Sear was one to actually help him. But now setting sights on the 18 and the 8 up ahead.
Yeah, and ahead of them, man, this is just a lengthy gap for Arbon and for Whalen. They are just putting on a big lead, and at the rate they're going at now, I don't know, because there might be enough laps. We have just under 20 to go now. Where the third place truck of Smith, he is catching, but not by a lot. I don't know if they're going to be caught, but if they're not, these two are going to be fighting it out for the win.
And I honestly disagree. It's looking like a 2-man race between these two, and you got the experience in the rookie.
You can never say it any better than that, and you can see the gap is going down. Terzic now moves up into 3rd. He's back by 1.7 now, and these two are getting closer together. Arbon and Whalen, they're getting closer together. We could see a big pack form up once again, like we saw in the first part of this race, but I don't know. It's just a matter of time, I feel, before they get caught up once again. And as they come off turn 4 to complete lap number 58 now, And, oh, we got trouble. Forget what I just said. Caution on the Speedway for the first time here on lap number 59. Let's see who it's for. It's for truck number 7, A.F. Walsh. Has parked it on pit road. I assume he's come to a stop on the racetrack somewhere, and that has brought out caution for the first time today on lap 59. That is going to bring everybody back together.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting now because we're going to be, depending on how many laps we take under yellow, we're going to have a decent little sprint for the finish here now.
And another thing to keep in mind, that'll likely send A.F. Walsh 1 or more laps down. He'll probably be starting at the back for tomorrow's race. And what this also means is that with everybody bunched up together once again, I don't think they're going to lap anybody else by the end of this thing. We might have all 41 trucks invert for the start of tomorrow. That's going to be amazing.
That will be amazing, and I'm pretty sure my boy Buchholz would be very happy with that one because of where he's running right now. But for now, the focus is on what.
Yeah, so this is where A.F. Walsh was. He was actually doing a pretty solid job. He was running in about the 13th position, up quite a bit from his starting spot. I think he might just have a problem, though, coming down into turn 3, because he starts slowing up in a big hurry. He gets well out of the pack's way, but I think he's going to come down into somebody's path here to bring out the yellow flag, and it might just be Survey says. Well, actually, he does keep it out of the way. Oh, never mind. There's our Sarker to make contact with him and the outside wall. That's probably what brought out the caution flag right there. So A.F. Walsh brings out our first caution of the race on lap number 59, and he's not going to be very happy because he's going to be starting last tomorrow, more than likely. But what I'm telling you, who is going to be happy? Everybody else in this race that isn't Arbon Logvishurin and Jeremy Whalen, because they had a big lead. It's been erased now by this caution flag, and we're going to have 41 challengers for this race win coming soon.
Yeah, and my apologies for the laughter, but looking at the back of the field, this is going to be quite the top 10 if this stays about like this for the inversion for tomorrow.
It's going to be a lot of fun to see what happens here, because if we get a 41 truck invert, that's going to be fantastic to watch, because we're going to see all the guys at the back try and hang on at the front, and we're going to see all these guys make their way from the back to the front. That's going to be amazing if that's indeed what happens. But we're going to have about a 15, 14, 13 lap sprint to the finish here at Nashville, and I fully expect these guys to forget about conserving now. They're going to go complete all out for this battle for the win, because you have to at this point.
You have to in order to get that win, and you know, it don't matter with 41 cars, trucks. My apologies. I'm so used to superstar cars. These trucks are going to be really scrambling like crazy. These drivers are going to want. I'm stumbling over my words here. Go ahead, take it away for a minute.
It's understandable, because this is a new situation for turbo truck competition. But the lights are out on the pace truck. We will be going back racing with about 13 laps to go in this race. So, Arbon Logvishurin is your race leader. Jeremy Whalen runs second, then his teammate Turzic in third, Samantha Jade fourth, and Earl Sear makes it 3 Team Duke trucks in the top 5. You see A.F. Walsh come up to try to rejoin on the lap down lane. Brendan Smith in 6th, Kev Shearer runs 7th, Eric Zenson 8th. As you look back for the rest of the field, yeah, A.F. Walsh now 2 laps down in this race, but he's got his work, gonna have his work cut out for him tomorrow, that's for sure, in this one. Dalton Sate runs 9th, and Nelson Reeves completes the top 10 as we're getting ready for a restart.
Yeah, this restart's going to be big because all these drivers have had time to cool their tires down, and the only thing they got to worry about is if AF Walsh gets in their way. So they want to get by him as quick as they can, especially these top two who really would like to see this be between the two of them once again.
And the green flag is back out. We're underway, and they're already fanning out 2 and 3 wide before they even get to the finish line, which you are allowed to do as long as you make your move to the right, which it looks like everybody has. But look at AF Walsh. He's got fresher tires than these guys now. He's going to try and unlap himself, get one of his 2 laps back the hard way by passing the leader, but it looks like Logvishuren's going to try and deny him that as he gets back to his inside.
And it just goes to show that even with the fresher tires, that there is something a little bit off with the 7 truck now. But as you said, the lead, the battle for lead is on, and it looks like Earl Sears wanting to get back in the mix as usual.
Yep, Earl Sear, he wants a win, and he wants it now. As the Team Duke trucks file in line, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th behind the 0-4. And anybody in this top pack has a chance to win this race. It's not over yet. We're coming to 11 laps to go this time. And here comes Earl Sear fighting for the lead.
Yeah, this... as it was looking last year, this was no surprise, but like you said, he wants this win. He wants it bad, and it's a scramble behind him.
Yeah, these guys are fanning out 2 and 3 wide. There's no more saving. There's no more giving people room. You're giving it everything you have to win this race. As Earl Sear completes the pass on Logvishuren to take the lead. As they come out turn 4 now to take 10 laps to go at the line. Earl Sear leads the 04 by a 1/10 of a second.
And the thing tumbling up toward the back, you saw it looking there. You can't miss that 31 with the colors in. He was moving up, scooting back, and looks like we got some players up here now.
We do. This 08 of Nathan Stapleton makes his first appearance in the top 10 all day long. He started this race, of course, in 12th. He's been running thereabouts all race long, but this caution's brought new life into this 08. He's now up racing for a spot in the top 5 with Terzic. As ahead of him, the Robbers Racing teammates of Eric Zenson and Billy Kidd start to set off after Earl Sear. 5 Chevrolets in the top 6.
And meanwhile, you see back there, Jeremy Whalen has started to fall back a bit, and I think he's actually outside the top 10 now.
Yes, he is.
Things keep shuffling around him.
But here comes Zenson to the inside of Earl Sear. Of course, both these 2 Robbers Racing drivers, Eric Zenson and Billy Kidd, both looking for their first career win. But of course, Billy Kidd's been here a long time. He's paid his dues. He's run so well. Wouldn't it be great if he got his first career win or even a decent finish to kick off the doubleheader weekend? Here he comes. He's trying to make a move on his teammate, but Eric Zenson's just too far out front right now.
Right now, that we've seen it before. The leader seems to get ahead a little bit, and then someone finds a way to catch up past them. But I don't know. It's going to be hard to tell at this point. Yeah,
but Zenson's doing a great job. He's hanging on. He's doing a really nice job for Robbers Racing in particular. And like we said earlier, Robbers Racing, this is a home race for them. Imagine if they get a 1-2 finish here at home. Wouldn't that be special to get their first win of the season? But here's Nelson Reeves. We haven't mentioned him much today. He's making an appearance in the top 5 now as the laps tick down.
And we're now starting to get to that point where if a caution comes out, the race will end. But right now, you see a kid moving to the inside and taking the lead away from his teammate.
Billy Kidd to the lead with help from Arbon Logvishuren in the 04, who has to back out in turns 3 and 4. Wouldn't it be something if Billy Kidd could hold on to win this race? Even if he doesn't and he finishes in this top 10, that would be a great day for that 72 team. 5 laps to go. Billy Kidd with the leading the pair of Logvishuren and Zenson now. And Arbon clears the 6. Let's see if he can get by the 72.
And that 04, man, we've talked about it a lot. 37th. to the win would be something, but he's got to get by Kidd first.
Yeah, and Eric Zenson, he started 22nd. Billy Kidd, he started in 5th. People are coming from all over this field as Billy Kidd does lose the lead to Arbon Lagvashuren, and he's going to come to 3 laps to go. And these guys are battling 3 wide for second. That is what that 04 desperately wants to see.
But Nelson Reeves, if he can get by the guys, Earl Sear goes for a dive bomb here, following the 71. Let's see what Reeves and Sear can do now that they're clear of the others.
3 laps to go, and at this point, next flag ends the race, whether it be a yellow or a checkered at this point. But here comes Nelson Reeves, and Nathan Orman goes 3 wide down the inside, going for a spot in the top 5. He could yet get a good finish here. But here he comes, is Nelson Reeves to the inside of Arbon Lagvashuren. Reeves to the point in that 71, coming to 2 laps of racing to go. Who's going to win this race? Oh, no one knows at this point. We're going to find out in about 2 miles time, because this is going to be absolutely epic in this battle for the win. And look back there.
Crossover.
Look back there. It's the pole sitter, Brian Grigsby. He's been nowhere all race long. He's been as far back as 40th in this race. Now he's got a shot at the win coming to the white flag this time.
Some people might say he was just low, acting like he wasn't that good.
Coming to the white flag this time. It is out in the air. Lagvashuren leads at the line, but Eric Zenson makes a move. But Brian Grigsby dives it off 3 wide on the inside, but he has to back out. He has to check up a little bit. That might have cost him a shot at the win, but down the back straightaway they go for the final time. Eric Zenson looking for his first career win. Lagvashuren looking for his first career win. Into 3 and 4 for the final time. It's going to be a last lap pass for Eric Zenson, who comes off a turn 4 for the final time in this race, and Eric Zenson will pick up career win number 1 for Robbers Racing at Nashville Superspeedway. How about that for the rookie out of Romania? A fantastic drive from Eric Zenson to get his first career win. Lagvashuren denied once again in 2nd place. Billy Kidd comes home 3rd. Brian Grigsby, a very nice recovery to 4th. And Dalton Sate, he makes it up into the top 5. Comes home 5th for Crossroads Racing. Nelson Reeves falls to 6th. Gutierrez 7th. Earl Sear. Josh Gibson, we didn't mention him all day, but he sneaks his way into the top 10 in 9th. Jeremy Whalen completes the top 10. But boy, that was one hell of a race from everybody involved. And looking now at the back, we are going to have all 41 of the lead lap finishers invert, and that's going to leave rookie Max O'Quinn on pole position in just his 2nd career start. How about that?
Oh yeah, that's going to be awesome. I apologize, technical difficulties, but I got to see the ending. This is going to be an interesting top 10 for the inversion race, like I was saying we were going to have, and what a race that was.
Yeah, we're going to, for tomorrow's race, we're going to have 2 drivers who before this weekend had never started a one-up race before, and they're going to lead us to the green flag. Max O'Quinn and Gentry Shoy are going to lead us to green tomorrow. That is going to be incredible to see how they handle their 2nd ever race on the front row. But as for this race, what a job Eric Zenson did from 22nd to the win. He only led 3 laps in this race, and they all came in the final 10, but he did what he needed to do. He is your winner today. So, from James Ellison and from myself as well, we say goodbye from Nashville Superspeedway just for a moment. We'll be back again tomorrow for another 75 laps of racing from the Nashville Superspeedway. So long for now. Congratulations to Eric Zenson. He is your winner today in a dramatic last lap pass to get his first career win ever and Robbers Racing's first win of the season.